Hey, it's your boy Leak Storian coming at you with a new dream video. Now, this dream was actually pretty intense. From beginning to end, there was always a sense of like everyone's on edge. It starts off with me and a buddy of mine searching through this home. For whatever reason, we're led to believe that the world's ending soon, and the key to figuring out exactly how the world ends is inside this room. It's this weird abandoned house that no one really knows about. Someone does live there, but because we're running out of time, we search the house not knowing whether or not the owner's actually there or not. We're searching all the downstairs, having this conversation, talking about how there's a secret that the government's holding from us, that the world's ending soon, and this house has documents on what that is like. As we're searching around and asking my friend, hey, so the person who lives here, what do they actually look like? They're telling me tall white guy, white hair, old, blue eyes, whatever. And I'm like, all right then, I'll keep a lookout because we have no idea if this person's in the house or not, right? I go upstairs, I start checking everything. I open up the restroom door, I take a look towards their stand-up shower, and then they're right there standing, looking at me. And I'm like, oh crap, that's them. It's time to run. So me and my friend start running. One of them grabs like this charger cable and like throws it on the fence. We jump over the fence and just start booking it down the street, right? And I remember thinking to myself, like, oh, good, he's gonna stop chasing us because that cable is like important or something, right? In fact, he did stop chasing us. We left like defeated because we didn't find any of the information whatsoever, and we're just like, oh my god, like what is gonna happen, you know? I'm freaking out a little bit. I text my girlfriend's like, hey, look, we couldn't find any information, we're still gonna like look, we just don't know where to go from here. And then she's like, well, you know, don't forget you also have an exam today. I'd stop by there, see if anyone knows anything or is anyone acting weird lately. I'm like, all right, sweet, sounds like a plan. So I start heading over to that exam, and I'm thinking to myself, okay, you know, I'm actually kind of late. It's 2:30. The class starts at 2. I'm like, I can just show up and like whatever. I don't really care. The world's ending. Who cares, right? I show up and then no one else is there. I'm like, all right, why is no one here? Does everyone know that the world's ending? And turns out the class actually started at 1:30 and I was like an hour late. I was like, oh, that makes sense. And so I started talking to some of the classmates that are hanging out right there. I'm like, hey, so what are y'all's plans? Like, what are y'all still doing here? And they're like, well, apparently if we stay here till Tuesday, we get an A for the semester. And I remember thinking to myself, that's weird because the world's ending soon. And why would they do that? Does the teacher know something about this? Are they like just trying to have like people around so that they're not like, you know, destroyed alone or whatever? So it's like, man, that's super weird. And I'm like, yeah, man, y'all could do that. I'm gonna go, you know, keep trying to figure out what's going on. And so I leave. I'm heading towards the beach where I meet my girlfriend. I'm like, hey, you know, stuff's kind of weird out there. Like, I tell her about the class and how everyone wants to stay there till Tuesday because they'll get an A, and like how they're like really don't know that the world's ending. And I'm like, well, I don't know if I should be the one to tell them because then that causes mass panic, whatever, right? And I personally don't even know if the world's actually ending. And then all of a sudden we all get this huge announcement that the world is in fact ending, and because there's 3 tornadoes that are going to land and hit the earth and like destroy everything. And so I start freaking out, everyone starts freaking out, girlfriend starts freaking out, and I'm like, all right, man, this is crazy. All right, we need to meet up. That's when my girlfriend tells me there's a restaurant that has a secret bunker underneath, and you need a passcode to figure out what it is. And I'm like, okay, sweet. I don't know where to start looking. They don't know where to start looking. So we're like, all right, let's split up real quick. You search this district, I search this district, but I have to stop by my dorm real quick just in case. I have like a in my wallet, I have like a list of like, I don't know exactly what it was, but it was something extremely important for me to want to go back there. So I run back and I go into my dorm. And my roommate's there, and he's like, hey, man, what are you doing? And I'm like, oh, you know, me and my girlfriend are about to go eat something. And he's like, oh, I was just wondering, I was making sure you're going to stay here because we have class tomorrow. And I'm thinking to myself, dude, did you not get the announcement that the whole world is going to end, right? And I look over at him, and he has these, like, crazy, like, psycho eyes. And I was like, oh, yeah, man, that's a good thing. Yeah, man, I'll definitely see you in the morning when I come back, you know, for class and stuff. It's like, all right, that's good. And then so I leave, right? I'm just like, all right, that's creepy. Dude's obviously like, losing his mind or whatever. I get out of there, and I meet up with some of my classmates from that one class, and they're telling me that there's an admin that actually knows of a secret bunker, and they're gonna go try to find her. And I was like, all right, then sweet, I'll go with y'all. So we go into the admin's office. She's right there. She's fighting off the dean and stuff because the dean's trying to make her stay in the building to like die with everyone else because of the end of the world. And I'm like, I was like, dang, that's crazy. Like, why is everyone going crazy? And so we basically fight off the dean. We get the admin. We save her, and she shows us where this restaurant is. We go over there, and her mother's actually the owner of the restaurant. It's this small Japanese restaurant or whatever in between these two shopping centers. And I'm like, oh my god, this is the restaurant my girlfriend was telling me about, with the secret bunker and stuff. I text them. I was like, all right, this is the address. This is how to get here. It's between these two buildings. Please get here as quick as you can, right? And so I go in there. I go into the bunker. I get a little space made out for both of us, and I leave and I go talk to the owner. And I'm like, hey, look, I need to head out to go find my girlfriend real quick. I'm not sure if she got my message. I know the secret password. It's Bride Karamari. I will come back. Please let me back in. They're like, yeah, of course. And so I walk out there, and I run into her husband, right? And her husband's like, what are you doing? He's like, I need to go find my girlfriend. And he's like, what? You're crazy. The tornadoes are about to touch down, right? And all of a sudden, some guy starts screaming. He's like, oh no, the tornadoes. And we look off in the distance, and 3 tornadoes are touching down on the earth and like start destroying and erasing everything, right? And I'm like, oh my god, like, dang, I need to get out there. I need to go find them now. And then he's like, dude, it's a suicide mission. You better stay in the bunker. It's like, I can't go in the bunker if I don't have them. And then his wife comes out, the owner of the place, is like, hey, I just heard my brother hasn't made it yet. We need to go find him. And the husband's like, oh my god, this is crazy. Like, we're just gonna get killed out here. And the wife's like, I don't care, that's my brother, I'm gonna go find him with your help or not. And he's like, fine, I'll help you guys. And then he jumps in to the driver's seat, the wife jumps in the passenger seat, and I run to the back where the back right corner of the van opens up. And I jump in there, and I'm like laying down, and I close the door, and he's like, all right, then where to next? And then I wake up, and that was my dream. I wake up, the world gets destroyed by tornadoes, and I don't even get to see the ending of it. I tried to go back to sleep and figure out exactly what I was dreaming, but I woke up and could not reconnect to that dream. Yeah, that was a pretty exciting dream, I'm not gonna lie. Out of all the dreams I've had so far, I think that was the one that was the most intense for me, because everybody was always on edge the whole time. All right, thank you for listening. I hope you have a great day.